Right then, another Touareg vlog. So this one is one of George's friends from school. It's his dad's car. He came off-roading with us, but then Bradley were crying after an hour and he just said, we loved it, let's spend a load of money on a car, and went out and bought a car, and then basically just gave us carte blanche to do whatever we wanted to make it off-road worthy. So this is a V6, it's on a 58 plate, so late 2008, so one of the later ones of this Mark 1 shaped Touareg, which I still think is the best one for off-roading, but we shall see. These have got the proper low range box in them still and everything like the V10s and everything in Scott's early V6, so pretty good. If they did a V6 that got a rear diff lock, or if anybody's got one, I'd probably have that to use a bit more daily than mine, because mine just gobbles fuel for no reason. Still like it though. But anyway, so what I originally planned to do, we'll get this in, get it sorted, have all the bits laid out and do like one big massive video, but I'm thinking we're a little bit busy in the workshop and not as busy in the fab shop, and we've not got what we needed made in time, and not everything's come in time. So I think what we'll do, we'll get a tune on it, or at least get it read off and get a tune ready for it, get the exhaust on and get the before and after noise clips and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll get it into the workshop and make it into an off-road rig. So we'll talk about everything, we've got it laid out when we get in the workshop anyway. So a few days have passed since we did the other bit of the video, so if I go over something again, hopefully Danny gets it out in the editing, but sometimes he leaves it in to make people look like I've got some sort of degenerative brain disease. But anyway, this is most of the stuff. I'm sure I've missed some stuff out. There's only one wheel. That's one of 5, because we're going to have a spare one strapped at top. But these are Rotiform STLs. So I think STL must stand for steel, because they just look like steelies. But they're not bad money. By the time we'd messed about trying to make some steels, band them and powder coat them, you've been to more than this. And refurbishing properly a set of standard wheels, plus buying them, you're not too far away from these really. I think they're, I can't remember exactly how much they are. Danny will put up how much these are going to be. Anyway, but they're not bad money, because Touareg steels are Touareg wheels, should I say, are quite expensive. Cayenne wheels are a lot cheaper, but they don't look as good. The only ones that look good are the ones that Scott's got on his, and they were cheap because they were battered. But anyway, Renegade RT Plus tyres, same as what I've got on my Touareg. These are the 33 12.5 by 18, so these are going to need the chassis notching to get them to fit, and we've not got them out, they're in the car. Not sure if they're going on before we use it, but we're going to try and get some arches fitted as well. So the links to everything will be in the description. So that's them, that one's going on the roof. So then we've got the lift kit, which is this stuff here. We've got all that, so that's going on. So it's going to be jacked up like mine is. Exhaust, this is slightly different on the 3 litre, obviously because it's only got one exhaust and then it splits into 2, the same as the V10. And on this 3 litre, the one with the big bumpers, it's the same sort of arrangement as the V10 where the bolt on, you've got the bolt on tips. On the one like Scott's, we're going to have to produce some turn down tips, so the cheaper looking exhaust will be more expensive. But anyway, that's that. Intercooler kit to replace the side intercoolers. We're not chopping the bumper too much on this one, but that's what we're going to do. Then we've got the stuff that's wrapped up there, the Snorkel. That's been powder coated black, so we didn't want to cause that any damage. So that's all that stuff there. Then we've got all the service kit, so that's every oil, coolant, everything. Pollen filter. Then we've got swirl flap removal, EGR blanks. We've got a decap pipe. Whether we're sure putting that on or not, I'm not too sure. But we've got a decap pipe that's going on anyway, so that's that'll be on there by the end. Then we've got the big thing that's here. It's not really good to look at the minute, but this is a TentBox. This is a TentBox cargo, so the aluminium one that folds up. We'll put some pictures of what they should be like, or you'll have to wait and see. But because this car came and didn't have any roof rails, we've had to order some roof rails. so they're going to have to get bolted on. And then I was looking about on eBay for some roof bars, and there were just loads of crap ones about. But then I dropped on Deutsch Parts. I'll put a link to them in the description. They've got they get a lot of new old stock. They've got 50,000 lines on the website. They gave me a little bit better deal on these for a mention. And these are the genuine item, so they should be pretty good. So then we'll put the rails on, the bars on, then the tent box will bolt to that. The tent box has got roof bars on that the wheel will bolt to, and then we've got the ladders and an awning to bolt onto the side of that as well. So it's going to be a sweet looking rig when we've sorted that out. And then we've got, that's to do with a snorkel kit. We've got some rope, a tow rope, that's a kinetic. It don't look like the kinetic ones we've got, but it is a slight kinetic one. We've had a few like this for years and they work good. A couple of slings, some receiver hitch toe eyes with a shackle on. So these we're going to weld onto the front and to the rear, the same as what we're doing on mine and Scott's. So we're good for towing then. And then we've got a couple of, I think there should only be one of them each, but anyway, we've got two of these. Synthetic bow shackles. These are pretty good. Better than one of them in your face anyway. And then there's the wiring for the winch setup that we're going to put in the front and in the rear. Whether we get a chance to do that this sitting, I'm not sure. We'll definitely do the front one. The rear one, we might not have a chance to do that, so we'll see. So yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of time booked on the job to get it sorted. And it's Tuesday night now. So they're going to have probably Wednesday, Thursday doing this. And then hopefully get it ready for Sunday, sorry. We're going to go to Tixover Quarry and go off-roading. So we're just going to let Jake just rip into this. If he needs any help, try and get Harry to help him or whatever. Get it sorted. And yeah, see how we get on. Jake's been getting cracked on with the front, which we'll look at that in a minute. The other thing that only came after we did the first bit of the video were these under trays, sort of bash guards. So this is the front one, and this one does the gearbox. The only thing that's going to be left exposed here, which we need to sort out, which will be fairly straightforward. So if you look, Daniel put a picture up of my Touareg. It's got guards all the way down, which it's good, but it makes working on it an absolute pig. We need to make one for the fuel tank, so we'll sort some out for that at some point. The wide arches have come. I'm not sure if these are the right ones. I need to unpack them and check them on the car, but I don't know why I can't remember them being in pieces like this. Won't fit them to mine, but they need chopping up anyway, so it makes no difference. So yeah, we'll get them on when we get chance. So Jake's got the intercooler on, which that fits pretty good. All the pipe works in and everything. So when taking the air filter and everything off to do the Snorkel, he realised that the turbo weren't in the best condition. There was a lot of oil in the intercooler, which you can accept, but then there's a fair bit of play in that. There's a bit of foreign object damage, quite a bit of play, and it's passing quite a bit of oil, which you can see. I'm caked now. So we've got a new one to go on. The other thing that happened as well when doing the EGR, these snapped off, so we've got to retrieve them from 2 bolts. So this turbo, it's a hybrid version of this. It's got the same wheels in this as our 2566 that we do for the Garrett. So it's a pretty decent turbine and a decent billet compressor wheel. So that should work pretty good. Got Darkside on thing as well. I didn't know they've got them on wheels. So that's going on. It didn't really need that, but the price difference between a new standard one and this one, in my opinion, if it were my car, I'd be putting it on. So Craig just says, do what you'd do. So that's that. And the other thing that we didn't have when we were looking at it before, we've got nice downpipe and then decap pipe. So you don't need this, but we've done it all anyway, because there's only a cat in that piece. But yeah, we'll have some videos that sound. I think we'll make a compilation video where standard, exhaust, downpipe. We had every Touareg in, all with different stuff, so we could do them all at once. So that's pretty good. So yeah, we're cracking on. Definitely not where I wanted to be. We've got some stickers that need to go on the side of this as well, over at Gig. That meant to be happening tomorrow, but looking at what we've still got left to do, the turbos really set us back a fair while with this. So yeah, we're gonna maybe be taking it this week and not 100% complete, but we'll see. See what we get done. So Jake's been plugging away. Had a few little issues here and there that have took a bit of extra time, but the wheels are on now, the lift kit's on. We're just chopping and going to weld the sills to clear these 33-inch tyres, so that shouldn't be too bad. I think it looks pretty sweet, but we'll wait till we've got it down on the ground properly and see what it sits like and what have you. But the Snorkel's on, looks pretty good. The turbo's on now. All that's sorted, so that's been a decent amount of work. Intercooler's on. Mark did the receiver hitch, so we're going to try and get all this done in one go, but we've ended up having to break it up into 2 separate jobs. So we're going to do the rear. We're probably going to have to do the rear after this weekend, so we'll see. Yeah, I can't remember what else he's done. He's still got the service work to do, and it's 10:30 on Saturday. We need to be done for 3 o'clock. We've not done anything with the tuning, so We need to hurry up basically, so we're going tomorrow. So, Touareg, we're pretty much nearly sorted now, a couple of little bits to do, but ladders, spares, coolant, oil, spare dry shaft. I've not broken one yet, even when it were on the one where the wheel got bent all the way around. That wheel's pointing that way. That wheel's pointing that way. I think I've broken something. Tow hitch, that needs to go on in a bit. And then I've got a Milwaukee box from all my Milwaukee tools that we don't use, and that's got all the recovery gearing that we've got for Craig. So he's got everything he should need in there. Then, as we can see, the TentBox is on with a spare wheel on. Wheels are on, which look pretty sweet. Happy with them. I would prefer if we could get rid of some of the positive camber, but we've got some top arms coming that should solve that. But we shall see. Snorkel's on, looks good. We fixed his seat because that were doing his head in. The rear motor in one of them were broke, so we just wound it all the way down. Should be fine. Everything's done on the front end. This is all the stuff that we've taken off. So there's a fair bit of stuff here. Quite a lot of man hours gone into this. Front hitch is all on and sorted, and the bumper's cut. Awnings on the side of the TentBox, we'll look at that next video. All his old wheels and all random bits of crap and old tow bar and everything, that's all gone. So Steph at SRS is going to try and get rid of this and knock a little bit off his bill for that. So yeah, been a lot of work. This video's going to take loads of editing. I think I need to have a look on job card, but at the minute I'm pretty sure there's about 40 odd hours into this now, which is mental for what it is, but just stuff like this takes time, like TentBox stuff, roof rail, just takes ages. So the next job for this, send it over to tuning for them just to get a quick road test and figure out what they're doing. We'll probably pick that back up later on. It can go to the wrappers, they can wrap the side and do that. So yeah, really happy with how it's turning out. Craig will be absolutely buzzing, and yeah, a lot more work than I planned, really. So, bit of a juggling act going on at the minute. Everybody wants this at once. We've got the wrappers need to get it in when they've got time, but the paint shop needs to do their bit first. And tuning really wanted to get at least a good measure of what's happening before they finish with it. But anyway, the tuners won. I don't know how it fitted in here, to be fair, because the door, you can't really see from here, but the door is a bit lower. I think somebody just drove in and closed the eyes and hoped for the best. I don't think it's going to get back out. I think it's stuck in here forever. But anyway, I think that's like the maximum we can get in here anyway. So we'll measure that if we get a chance. But anyway, this is what it's done on the dyno. The graph's just terrible. So this should be like 220 horsepower standard, and it's done 235. And it just looks lazy as hell on the dyno, but it drives all right on the road apparently. So I think these tyres are not helping. If you can see, it's on the dyno straight, but this wheel's pointing this way because we haven't had a chance to track it up yet. And the other wheel, I'm told, I've not looked with my own eyeballs, but that's pointing this way as well. So it would have been a waste of time as putting it on the dyno with the tracking so badly out. So I think the next job, get it out of here, get the alignment done, and then I'll take it on the road and see what it drives like. And I think we'll wait until everything's done. If we've got chance, it's probably going to be next week now, we'll get it back on the dyno with the normal tyres on, which we might end up putting the normal tyres on to track it up. So we'll see. We'll figure that out. But yeah, it was a bit of a rush job getting it out of the workshop and back to tuning, and apparently it drives like it's got the alignment out, so we need to sort that. So the numbers, we're forgetting about them for the minute. It's meant we've been able to get a few things where we want them. So yeah, we shall see. I don't know when this video's ending. It seems to be going on forever. So we're out in the Touareg finally. The alignment's done, so it might not be as dangerous, but I'm told the word on the street is
don't eat yellow snow.
That is one of the words on the street, but it's just too noisy apparently. So we'll see. I think from just ticking over, it's too noisy. But what's it rev like? Giorgio says, what's rev on it?
It's too noisy.
Yeah, it's too noisy.
And it wants a thingy on it.
Having a rev off.
It needs an hard cut limiter on it.
Yeah. You know what's happening here. We're stuck behind a wagon all the way now, aren't we?
Get you a shot, some of you that's home.
Yeah. Truck alive. Something definitely rolled round it back. These gearboxes are weird on these V6s, I think.
I think V10 are lazy as well.
You reckon?
I've got a Range Rover, haven't
I? Yeah. Not showing off there.
Yeah.
I have a Range Rover.
It's like being on like a silk carpet.
Yeah. It's got Range Rover reliability, hasn't it? These £5 Touaregs don't have oil leaks, Craig, not like your 40 grand Ranges. I want to see what it's like in like a bit of smoke out. Seems to go too bad. Try to slow down a bit. Wind noise is a thing with this tent.
That's note.
You think it's alright?
Since I put my light bar on, mine whistles.
It's not too bad, is it? You can just tell it's like a sail trying to drive down that road, isn't it?
When you're driving like this, it's fine. It's when
It kicks down, and it's annoying.
If you're going on like a 3-hour drive like we do, I like to listen to mine though.
Yeah.
I like winding out a little bit, just so I can like keep going rev, but that's just because the sound mint on there.
Yeah.
But mine's nowhere near as loud as this.
No, this is way noisier, isn't it? The V6 always is. So yeah, I think we'll put a box in this.
Yeah.
But ours have still got cats in, haven't they? I suppose that makes a big difference.
Could it get any better?
sauciest horse box I've ever seen. Go on, Craig, show them what we stuck behind there. That's not right, is it?
Go round again, I can't stay behind this. It's that soul destroying.
We'll let them disappear, we'll go round again. Look at all the queue behind them. Poskets. Fox Hunter in pallet. He likes the Fox Death.
It does, doesn't it?
Just have a listen to Snorkel. I think
it pulls, won't it?
The kids will definitely like it. Kids will definitely like it. But yeah, I think I'll put a box in it. I just can't bear to.
Especially if it's coming out foot there.
Yeah,
when I get stuck behind him all day.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. Scott says this is unbearable. Oh, he don't like it.
The IO Scott's tyres are the loudest tyres I've ever heard. I went to Wales. Honest, when I was overtaking him, it was noisy and I was down the windows up.
Northumberland.
Yeah, really loud.
These are mint, aren't they?
Yes, quite this.
These are mint. These are the same as what's on mine.
Yeah, I think get wheel on back door is the next step.
We ought to make like a universal one that'll work with a few things.
What's the, will the tent go with on top?
Yeah, it opens with it on top. That's why we pre-raid it back like that.
Yeah.
Well, raid it front. So back at tent.
What's it like on smoke wise then? It's not come out yet.
So what smoke? When you boot it at low RPM, you get a tiny whisper.
Not major. Nothing, is there?
No, it's alright.
It's alright testing it on road, but knowing you don't what you call it, on field and not going up an hill, and that gets it off, it'd be mega.
Yeah.
Especially when you're banking the low box.
All that works anyway, so
now getting to put a little limiter on it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, definitely.
See more women texting on the phones, don't you, than men? Definitely. Like that. So we're saying about this silencer, make it a bit quieter. We'll put a video of what it sounds like at the end of this, because this video is long enough. And then we'll give it back to Craig.
Not me. Not
this Craig, other Craig, and let him have it. But from what people are talking about, everybody loves it. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Straight up a curb. Look at that. Saved.
What curb?
Exactly. What curb? Turn that off.
What curb?
Turn that off now. So, hopefully if you're still with us, this video's getting a little bit long now. I've just seen the sort of first edit and I wanted it split in two, but we couldn't figure out a way how to split in two without making it a bit weird. So if you're still watching, thank you. If you like these longer videos, we can try and make them longer or this long. But if you don't, let us know in the comments and we'll try and shorten them down into 15-20 minutes, which I think that's what we normally do. But anyway, so we're missing some footage. Everything's all been, we've had it matte black, satin black, gloss black, all the stickers on the side, a little bit A-teamy I think it's turned out to be.
Are you crazy? Nobody drive my van but me. Get out of here.
But Craig, he really likes them. He's been and had the car for a few days and absolutely loves it, really happy. Says you can definitely tell you've got the roof tent on though when the wind hits you, but it has been windy as well.
Both today and yesterday.
So, yeah, really happy with that. The arches are not finished yet, so that'll be a different video because they just were the wrong shape. For some reason they're the same as what we should have had on mine, and one of mine flew off yesterday because we had this, our Amarok, and I took my Touareg down to the 4x4 X4 at Stafford Showground. Really good show. We were the only Volkswagen stuff there, so it was worth us going. So yeah, really happy with how it's turned out. If you want to see what happened to the GoPro, that's what I forgot about. If you want to see what happened to the GoPro, watch the video, the exhaust on this. There are a couple of other Touaregs mixed in, but pretty much we've got every exhaust setup covered on that video. So if it's going to help you choose what exhaust you want. So yeah, thank you for watching. Everything you could possibly want that's been fitted to this, look in the description, there'll be a link to the products, there'll be a link to the spec of this. You don't have to have everything this has had. We've got Gavs coming in next, which is going to be more of a budgety build. You don't want to spend as much on it, but as with anything, when you're spending 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 hours labour working on stuff, it gets expensive. Plus the parts are not cheap either. So yeah, hopefully we'll see this out on a trail pretty soon when Craig gets back off holiday. But yeah, thank you.